Hey everyone, Karen Smith, Master Strong First Instructor, here to teach you step 3 of your Turkish get up. And I have Felicia here today to be our model. So I'm going to refresh you on steps 1 and 2 that I've already taught you, and then you can flow right into step 3. So first we talked about how to get the bell off the ground. So Felicia's going to go ahead and lay in fetal position, bell by her side. And remember, we talked about getting that nice tight grip and building a strong foundation. So you're going to roll in to where you're on your back, and this arm stays nice and strong by your side. So go ahead and bring it in a little bit closer to your body. Make sure that your forearm stays vertical and you have a nice straight wrist. So that was your step 1. Then from there you would press it overhead. So you're going to use 2 hands, press, make sure that this shoulder is nice and packed, and then you can pull it back down by your side and roll back into fetal position. So that's step 1. One thing that I want to show you that I didn't the other day since I was on my own, and it's really good to do this with a partner, is how to focus on keeping that shoulder packed. So she's going to leave the bell here, lay down on her back, and she's going to go ahead and extend that arm as if she had the bell right here. Now, what I mean by keeping that shoulder packed is right here, a lot of times when people try to go into that first step of the get-up, they disconnect here. So they're leading with the shoulder versus leading with the chest. So to keep this packed, you should pull it down into the floor and into your body. Now, with it staying tight, I should be able to lift her whole body off the ground here. Okay? So that's keeping her shoulder packed and then keeping the wrist nice and straight. So that was step 1. Step 2, we talked about once you have that solid foundation and base and your shoulders packed is driving to your forearm and then up to your palm. So we're going to go ahead and review that really quick as well. So she's going to press the bell. Then she's going to push through both feet and through this arm, and she's going to drive diagonally from the chest, keeping this shoulder packed and this shoulder packed as well. Then from here we went up to the straight arm. Okay? If you want a really nice tall sit, you can focus on pulling this opposite butt cheek to the ground. So this would be your step 2. And then we would come back to the elbow and then all the way back down. So you would just practice making sure that these 2 steps are really good before you move on to step 3. Step 3 is going to be the swoop through, and for a lot of people, this is a sticking point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down a little bit slower. I'm going to have you turn just a little bit so they can see you when you do the swoop through. So she's going to start in fetal position, roll to her back, press overhead, make sure this shoulder stays packed. Once she's ready, she's going to drive up to the forearm, then to the palm. Now this step from here, she's going to bring her heel towards her opposite foot, and then she's going to lift and bring that knee back towards the hand. Then same thing, you would kick it back through and back out. So again, swoop the foot in and then back to the knee. So we're doing this kind of slow just to pattern the move. Later, once you're proficient in this, you can just make it one smooth, fluid position all the way back to where your knee is by your hand. So you would just lift and swoop. Okay? And back down. And then when it's one fluid motion, you're just going to lift your hips slightly and swing it back through. And remember, you're always watching the bell. Go back to the ground, reverse the position back to step 2, elbow, and then all the way back to the ground. Pull the bell in by your side and roll back in fetal position. So make sure you guys try all those steps, get proficient, and check